So before my review for this film, I wanted to preface by saying that normally for any film, TV show, or book series, I like to explore the history and past seasons, movies, books, whatever in this series. Well, with this review and this film, I decided to just go in as a blank slate, completely fresh. And I'm glad I did, because I can say that Downton Abbey, A New Era, is not just for experts of the show or the previous film. Downton Abbey, A New Era is a sequel to a film that was a sequel to a TV series that actually holds up well for even newcomers alike. And the number one thing I can say about Downton Abbey, A New Era for my review, for its positives, is that they have the setting, the atmosphere, the attires, the props, everything is staged very well, magnificently, honestly. I would say that the direction is very superb as well. Every shot looks nice. Every bit of dialogue that is in this film, and this film is roughly 2 hours long, and when I say a bit of dialogue, I mean this entire film is set around dialogue and nothing but dialogue. And honestly, it was refreshing to go to a movie theater and not see an action epic. It was nice to actually see a film that is an actual film based around being a film and its plot and story. The performances are very well done, and unfortunately, that's really where my praise ends with this film. The bad things that I disliked about Downton Abbey, A New Era is progressively through the film, I had to really warm up to this film, and it took about the halfway point. And it's not really because I was a newcomer, it was more so the first half of this film with the story and the plotting, it was just uninteresting, honestly. The second half of this film doesn't exactly help the first half's cause either, because the second half is actually pretty damn interesting. Another thing that really denigrates the first half of this film is the story and the plot within the story, which is basically a story revolved around a royal, rich British family in the UK or whatever, and they apparently need more money, so they agree to let a film crew come to their location and film their newest movie. And the reason for this is because they've got some leaky roofing, and they want you to feel bad for them about that. In a mansion that literally is squared off, like probably thousands of acres wide and big. And I'm sorry, but watching stories set around rich families or rich kids or whatever, it has to be a lot for me to actually care about their problems, because honestly, rich people don't really have that big of problems. I'm not saying they don't have problems. The problems just are really minute to normal people such as myself. An excellent example on how you deconstruct a rich person in a story and make them sympathetic is The Dark Knight Rises. The entire storyline of The Dark Knight Rises was bringing down the rich, and they did that with Bruce Wayne. They took away literally everything, and they forced him to be homeless and live in salvation, live, just on the streets and do what he can to survive. In Downton Abbey, A New Era, they don't really ever get to that point, like, at all. They don't even touch the surface of that. It's just there's some talking about getting extra money from a film crew, and the reason, because they go up to the attic and there are a couple leaky ceilings, and then they agree for the money. And to me, that's just not a really strong story. The characters in this film, new and pre-existing, are all very well thought out, very well acted upon. The writing is good for the story and the plot's sake. A lot of times the humor didn't really land for me, but then when it did land, the humor was pretty funny, but it's not, the writing for the jokes wasn't really top-notch because it was a hit or miss for me. So for me, overall, Downton Abbey: A New Era is good for experts and newcomers alike for this series. But that's not saying that this is a perfect or wonderful film. I would say this is above average, mainly just because of technical problems in the filmmaking of this film. And like I said, I don't really know anything about the TV series, even the film before this one. I just know this film took a lot for me to endure the entire film. And I'm glad that the second half was a lot better than the first half, but the problem is the first half was pretty damn boring and uninteresting. I get that it was setting up two events leading into the second half, but like I said, they're a rich family. There's nothing really bad that happens to, honestly, any of them. Not the actors in the story, not the rich British family. Nothing bad happens to any of them. So it was basically just a film made out of pretension about snobby-nosed rich people and a rich family that doesn't seem like much bad has ever happened to them. I could be wrong. Maybe they just kind of blew past the bad stuff and put it all in the past, and that's fine. But to me, as a newcomer for this film, it just doesn't seem like there's much to be invested in. Overall, for me, Downton Abbey: A New Era is a 6 out of 10. Thank you.